us a peck for gracing us with his presence.
We live on the vocals. Let me get the mic. www.love2jamradio.com. Queen of all things, Annie Miss Levy, and this is TLAKAS TAVERN. Welcome everyone. Welcome. We had a little snafu, but now we're back in action.
Right.
So we were just discussing.
We had a whole full discussion. I don't even know where to start. Just a little.
The show, really, where's the foundation of?
So, Saving Minds Coalition. Saving Minds Coalition originally started as the Senior Maintenance Center in honor of my mom who passed. And she did suffer from some anxieties, and she, because she had COPD and some other issues, she didn't like to be alone. And so it started out as just having someone to drop in on seniors, just 30 minutes a day, to just let them know that they're not alone out here. And we're all volunteer based, so everything that we do is just based on volunteer time, people just giving because they care. And so that's how we originally started off. But as time progressed and do my work in being in the emergency room and in the medical field, I saw the need for mental health. It was so many of us that were just going through things that we didn't know what to do. And after having a real heart-to-heart conversation with a mom that had her son who she didn't know what to do with him. She didn't understand what was happening to him. He didn't understand what was happening to him. Called EMS, police at the home. It was just a big snafu. And that's when it was like someone has to take the bull by the horns and educate us about the signs and symptoms of mental illness, so that we'll know what to look for. So also to prepare us to what's going to happen if we call for EMS or if we dial 911, to let us know that when they send the paramedics, if you state mental illness, that they're going to send an officer out as well, so that you'll be prepared for that and know how to handle it, and hopefully prepare that person, and if that's the call that you want to make. So it's just so much education that we need in the minority community. And then what I found is it started out just with the minority community, it's not just minority. Everybody needs it because of the floods, COVID, and all the isolation. And it's just right now, everybody is suffering from something.
Right, and they weren't given like the tools basically to handle it, even, you know what I mean? So TLAKAS TAVERN is gonna try to implement some ideas to cope with what's going on and to highlight some of the missing links that people are, not catching, basically.
Exactly. We're going to have guest hosts that come through, especially some medical people to come through, and especially help provide tips with this COVID deal, because COVID has just taken our lives and flipped it, slapped it, and did some just funky mess to it.
Right.
And we're not knowing how to actually deal with it. So a lot of people are in denial still right now at this stage about COVID, that it's truly a disease. And so they're not respecting what's going on with COVID at this time. So, and then some of us are just in a depression because they're social. I'm a social butterfly, and if you don't see, they're like, we ain't seeing you out. Yes, because I understand that it's a pandemic. Some people don't. So I've learned how to isolate but still move carefully through the pandemic. But some people are just reckless out there, and you just have to be careful and understand that once you take that step outside, that you're putting yourself, your family, loved ones, everyone at risk of catching COVID, and COVID is real.
Well, I agree with everything that you said. I just I think at some point people have to, not to say decompress, but it's like they have to prepare themselves for, it's like the flu, or if you look at history, I'm a big history person, so we look back at when this happened. Prior to this, they had the Spanish influence. Like, this is not the first time that we've experienced this. This is the first time we've experienced it in our society, where everything is instant gratification and right now, and you know what I'm saying. During those times, it wasn't really like that. You know what I mean? So I want people to be careful and cautious, but at the same time, I don't want people to stress themselves out like they don't even live their life, right? Because at the end of the day, shit.
But that's the whole point, and that's the discussion. That's that's the discussion that myself and my co-hosts have. It's like, man, look, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do it. I'm like, and
I'm
that's
enjoying
fine.
myself. I'm not shutting anything down.
Oh shit!
So and,
Magic has spoken.
and I understand that. I get that, but you do things. You have to still be mindful about what you do and how you do it,
I agree.
because you have some people out there. Again, as I state that, what COVID is not that bad. We survived the flu. We survived this. We survived that. Well, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can't go into all the details of how it works. But what I do know is what's happening now is something that myself and my co-workers, which are all medical nurses, RNs, doctors, and of that nature, have discussed about the mutation and what's happening now. And you still have to be careful, because you have people that'll go out. I'm one, and I'm not going to tell. I hate masks. That mask drives me crazy. So I know when I go out, if I have to pick and choose. I pick and choose when I go, because the question is, will you go to Ross? Yes, I go to Ross, but I'm not in the club bumping up against each other, grinding on a whole bunch of other folks. I'm in Ross, and I'm gonna push you with my basket, nudge you to keep you out my space, put you on your dot 6 feet away. I have my hand sanitizer, and I'm covered up to a certain degree. So I've done all the steps that I could do to protect myself. And it's not, for me, I realize it's not just about me. It's about those that I care about. Because for all I know, I could be asymptomatic and not even, it might not never affect me in any kind of way, but I can have it and go home, seen it, then wiped out a whole family. You know, and you still here. So
Yeah, it also has to do with, I think it's also forcing people to look at their own health status and being able to be like, you know what, I might need to be more healthy. I need to strengthen my immune system. I need to stop putting processed foods in my body. Like, it's almost like Darwinism, like, you know what I mean? Like survival of the fittest. Like, you know, if your immune system is weak, like those are the people that are getting phased out. Like people that are suffering from heart disease, and different issues that have to do with other, you know, other things that exasperate the virus.
And what I'm finding is, and these are my observations.
For sure.
Not going on medical. I'm not quoting doctors or anybody else. These are my observations.
Right.
What I have seen. Those of us that are suffering from hypertension, diabetes, it's
pre-existing conditions.
Yes, and anybody that's obese,
Elderly.
not the other elderly, but those three things are it's taking them out quicker than the elderly, the hypertension and the diabetes. And so
but we're not living our lives around the idea of hypertension and diabetes like we are with the COVID, even though the numbers, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's crazy to me. People are fucking nuts. People are fucking crazy. I'm just gonna say that. People are nuts.
Yeah, but that's why it comes down to you taking care of you.
Yeah, but it don't matter if everybody around me ain't taking care of them, because they're still gonna affect me because it's contagious. It's, you know what I'm saying?
That's why you mask up and do what you can. And I'm sorry, I pick and choose my situations. I had not been out truly in a year, so I had to get the bug, so I popped out just a minute, and I had to.
I was with you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, wait a minute. We did, didn't we? We had a good time. You know, and you saw it was cool, you know. And people are taking necessary steps. They check people's temperature before they come in the club. You know what I mean? And even like other little situations, like I'll go to the club when I know it has a patio, or it's not circulated air. You know what I mean? That kind of situation. I get tested every month just because I'm around people, and I take the precautions. I sanitize everything between every show. You know what I mean? But also, do you think, Ahmad, especially you haven't said much, do you think people's socioeconomic status gives them a little comfortability? Because if you notice, the people that are getting COVID may not be, it's not hitting the black community to where it's lower level economic, because they're not traveling, they're not, you know what I mean? If you think about COVID and where it came from and how it got, you know what I'm saying, it's people that, you know, that were traveling kind of, or talking to people, or getting it from interacting with people that interacted with people that traveled, that type of shit.
Most people I know who got it they don't know where they got it from. They did everything perfect, mask, just sanitize everything, and then boop, they have it. Nobody else in the family have it. Anything, it just pops up. So I just started just trying to. I just keep my hands sanitized and keep myself clean. I don't stop the way I live. I'm gonna go where I want to go, and if they let me in with a mask, without a mask, I personally feel that I'm healthy enough. Actually, so if I've contracted it, which I have no idea, to be honest with you, but I've never had any symptoms.
Have you been tested? I'm sure several times because you work in the medical field.
Yeah, well, we have no choice.
Right.
But I'm just my personal. I know they're coming at us again about taking
Vaccination?
Yes. I've had a whole discussion about that. I'm like, if it come down to vaccination, do I keep my job? Do I not? And like, you better do something. You're gonna eat. I'm like, but
can you eat if you dead?
I know that's something the vaccination that's still something that's scary for me.
I'm weary about that too. I'm weary about that.
Well, what do you think?
I haven't had a flu shot in 20 years.
Took the flu shot one time, got sick.
Well, but they
One time got sick, I never took it.
Yeah,
but they made changes with the flu shot. So one time flu was live viruses, and so now it's really not quite live virus and all this. I'm just the anti. This is just my opinion. I'm not a germophobic, but I just have my reasons about certain vaccinations and all of those things, and I just have. This will burn some people wrong because they believe in vaccinations and they do a good thing, but I'm just leery about them. I don't.
That's what you should be. I was in the military, so
Me too.
we pretty much got every shot. Like literally, they line you up. There's a line of doctors on this side and a line of doctors on that side, and you walk down the line and you get shots in both arms damn near at the same time while you walk down. Am I lying?
She's not lying.
As you walk down, it's Doctor 1, 2, 3, 4. By the end of the line, you done got every shot, and you know what I'm saying. Getting sick, even the common cold, was something rare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And ever since then, even now, like since I've been out the military, I haven't took the flu shot at all. And I haven't had the flu. I've been sick like once a year, like on some normal schmormal, change of the season type shit. And I don't know. So it makes me think, does it have to do with our actual immune systems? And is it deeper? Like people, they trying to depopulate. Like I have like whole different ideologies.
A conspiracy theory behind it.
Yes.
So to speak.
They trying to kill the niggas. That's what you're saying.
Basically,
They're trying to kill anybody that's
anybody that's lower class and lower.
That's what she said.
Well, I mean, because they fucked up then, because it ain't the lower classes dropping out from COVID. No. It's depopulation from like people with illnesses and stuff like that.
Mostly elder and sick people.
And exactly, phasing them out or whatever, and then so they can't, pass that on. Yep. It literally is weeding out. I'm telling you, it's weeding out society like in a real weird way.
Well, I'm a person. I believe you can't mess with God's plan, and when you try to mess with God's plan and try to do evil, I'm a big believer in karma. I believe karma.
Very much so.
Karma is she's the ultimate bitch.
Mm-hmm. She walks with a skirt.
Did you say bitch?
Bitch.
Yes, I said the word. I said
bitch. You can cuss here. We all grown.
I know, but I'm like, no bitch.
Bitch.
But karma, she is that.
She made me promise not to say bitch.
Who said that?
Yes, because it's a bitch.
The way he said, do he say it like too short? Is he inappropriately dropping the B-bomb?
She said, don't go in there with that.
Yeah, that's his favorite word.
Bitch, mine too.
Oh my God.
Bitch. That's my shit. I can say bitch 5 different ways and mean 5 different things.
I understand that. See, I'm one of those people. I've been working on the filter because I know I need to do better sometimes on some things. I'm very honest about me and my mess.
Right.
So
sometimes, how do you express yourself when you're filtering words that only
I don't filter? That's my issue. I have zero filter.
I say come as you is. Ain't that in the Bible?
Yes, it is, but
Important life. It is what
But
it
I,
is.
st- but I
Love
stay
me or
who,
leave me alone.
yes, but I stay who I am.
And it's a
that-
beautiful thing.
Yes, and that's
Shit.
that's zero filter. Most people, I'm not for everybody. I'm only for a special touch. That's
I
my
know
thing.
that's right.
That's
So,
some shit.
well, shit is the truth.
That sounds like a song. A special touch.
It is a song. It's my song. It's Tlaka Tavern song.
Yes, till I can tell.
It's yeah, that's just me. But on this COVID, I'm gonna have somebody come out and really give us like some tips on self-help and all of those things, because right now everybody's about self-help and they're spewing all of this positivity. But my thing is, are you spewing it because you believe it, or are you psyching yourself out? Because we have a lot of people that are psyching themselves out in like, oh, I love myself, but they're telling themselves that, but they're not really feeling it.
You think that they're unaware of what it actually takes to love themselves, and that by saying it might be the extent of their knowledge on how to do
Exactly. Because like that's the problem. That's why even with regards to the spread of COVID and some of these other things, we have some people that say they love themselves, but they truly don't know how to love themselves.
so? Is it even open for interpretation?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm asking, is
Yeah.
it? Like, what you would consider you're loving yourself, he may consider not. You know what I'm saying? Is
well,
that...
to each his own?
Subject to each his own.
But it's to each his own on that. But regards to with the self love, but you have I've just seen it recently. I've seen so much. My eyes have been open to so much, and it's just you're just sitting here like, wow. And the people who you think have the highest self-esteem and the highest self-regard for themselves, and they just really got it going on. They just really love themselves, and they're feeling themselves, and they're telling us every day, love themselves, blah, blah, blah. And these are the people that are going home falling apart. These are the people that are at home, don't know how, like I said, don't know how to begin to care for themselves.
Self-care is important.
Yes. especially
Importante.
now.
Muy.
So, yes. So that's...
Well, I feel like this season of TLAKAS Tavern is going to be super dope. I'm interested to see what kind of experiences we learn from each other and, put out there for people to learn about themselves and look at themselves in the tavern mirror.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And grasp at some things to take home so that when they fall apart, they could be like, oh, TLAKAS Tavern has said.
Yes, because I'm so excited. This is because when you leave us, you're gonna leave with a lesson.
Come on, lesson.
And
No.
and what I'm saying is with that,
Like
It's
that, look at
okay.
mine like that.
you're gonna leave with a lesson. Now it's up to you how you implement it.
Right.
It's up to you if you choose to listen to it. It's up to you if you choose to use it. But the information is there. And the great thing about that is the people who you think are listening to you, they're the ones that ears are closed. The people who you least think are hearing anything you said or even watching you, those are the ones that are taking heed to those lessons. And I've learned so that I've turned some things down with me because I didn't realize that I had people watching, and that some of the things I did and some of the things I said affected other people's lives.
What you think about that, Ahmad?
I was gazing into the stars.
Was you reading the records on the wall?
One thing, I'm gonna be honest. I was way in left field.
I brought your ass back. I saw you go wandering.
Yeah, because and that's why he's here, because he's the opposite.
Yeah.
We're completely opposite on. I see things. I'm the rainbow and I'm the Skittles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Feel the rainbow.
She just skipped through the damn part.
Right.
Yeah, and that's me. And he's looking at me like, are you serious? Are you, are you for real? And I'm like,
Sometimes people are so happy to be out of touch with reality.
Is there such a thing?
Oh, be out of touch reality. Yeah.
I'm saying not out of touch reality, but being
They be blind
in a different reality.
In a different reality.
Okay, because I people tell me all the time that I'm whimsical, you know, and I'm constantly surrounded by people that are really realistic. And to me, it has a certain pessimism and negativity and cynicism to it.
Same with me. People think you're negative when you're like that, but you're not. You just see things as it are. But you have people who live in this fantasy land, and things should be this way and that way. And,
Well, yeah.
and then when you say, no, it's not really like that, oh, I can't believe you. or,
I hate that you did that
yeah,
voice.
I mean, but no, it's real. It's like for real stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, huh? What just happened here? She's like, dude, are you serious?
You know,
For real, are you serious?
For
I'm like,
example, you can see a thief coming. He looks so sweet and she looks so sweet.
Help him out.
Let's try to help her. I'm like,
That's me.
you finna get got. As soon as you give them $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, they finna go over there and get their Nissan Altima to the gas station, buy them some Newports and go home to their
but
house.
that's okay. That's okay.
Because it's about the intention, right?
I did
Oh,
my
no.
part. I did my part.
Exactly.
Now, what they do, that's between them and
Yeah,
God.
because that's
I
like
did my
paying it
part.
forward. I believe in the same
Yes.
thing. Because, it don't matter what they do with it. It matters what your intention was when you gave it. What they do
Yeah.
with it is not your business. But once, you're giving with the heart of giving, it don't matter what they do with the shit.
I am blessed I can read between the lines.
See,
If I know you
and-
need help, I'm gonna help. I know it's some bullshit. I'm gonna let my window up and look like I can't even sitting in the car turning my
Don't
nose. You be at the window like yourself.
Looking straight ahead.
I'm like,
No, wait. So
doom, doom,
wait.
doom.
Let me make it. I got cussed out because I went to McDonald's and I can't go through the drive-thru without feeding somebody. That's
Here's
so.
this bullshit. Here, listen to this.
So no. So the guy was like, it was cold and I felt bad. So I went through the drive-thru. He said he was hungry. So I asked him, what do you want? He said, whatever you get. No, sir, tell me what you want. So I ordered him exactly what he want. And when it's cold, I always travel with blankets, socks, food, a whole little something in case they need it. So I gave him the socks. He said, well, can I have another pair? I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I gave him another pair. Then he said, well, can I have another blanket? So I gave him another blanket. And I had them bought him the food. And then he's like, well, can you give me a ride down the street? Now you're going a little bit too far now. And you're like, I told your ass. Didn't I tell your ass? Give him a Happy Meal and let him go.
Yep.
But no, there you go. I always want to do something extra. My thing is, it was he asked for a ride. I'm like, sir, I can't give you no
Where
ride.
do bums have places to be getting rides to? Wait a minute, I got questions. Let me get one of them blankets back. It's gonna cost you a blanket and a sock to get a ride. You have to give something back, bruh. Some prize.
No, but
They
I
need a
did.
ride to the next corner so they can start all over again.
No, but I told him
Damn
I'm
it.
not giving you no ride, but I gave him $2. I said you should be able to catch the bus for that. I don't know what the bus costs, but you should be able to catch the bus to where, and get a transfer. They do this.
She said to transfer. You petty friend.
They still do transfers, right?
You gotta have a card. To the back of the bus, you put that $2 on that, hopefully get you to Antoine and Tidwell.
Well, I'm just saying. I feel like I did my part, though. I feel like God blesses some people to be that way, which is a good thing. I got
Yeah,
them.
definitely.
And then,
Can't be suspicious of everybody that, panhandles.
well, yeah, there's some bad ones out there though. But I mean, I have my regulars that I feed. I have my regulars that I do stuff for, and some of these people you really get to know. I don't go that way anymore, so I don't know what happened to them. But I felt so bad for them because they get such the treatment they get. So my other little friend that was off of Veterans Memorial, I used to drop him off. He had a dog. I'm like, why do you need a dog? He can't feed himself. I mean, he still need companionship. He's a person.
I
So-
hate bums with dogs. I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't mean say it like that. I'm sorry. I'm a dog lover, and I'm sorry. It came out fucked up.
Wait, time out.
I'm sorry.
What you don't like about bums with dogs?
Because I feel like the dog doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a say. Like he's getting drugged around under
He probably
freeways and
found
bridges.
him under the street anyway.
And he
So-
probably was better off by himself on the street rather than being drug along by a bum. He need to focus on himself or herself.
But they still need companionship.
There's
Everybody-
other bums under the bridges and
Yeah,
on
but
the
they're stealing from them. They're not helping. So, it helps.
I'm over here dying, bro. I'm over here dying. It upsets me when I see that because it be like they be dragging them by a rope that's just loosely tied around their neck. Like, what the fuck? And the dog be looking sad. Like, yeah, he like, damn, I wish this. The minute he dropped this leash, I'm on the go.
Nigga, you gonna drag me all the way?
Yes, some of those people love that. Those dogs love their owners, and some of them take care of their dogs. What I was getting to was they stole the guy. His name was Patrick, and he's a really good guy. Well, they stole his dog. They came and tried to buy it from him, and he wouldn't sell them to him.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Yes. So they came back and beat him up and stole his dog. And that was that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't. You got
Another bum?
No, these were like real people because he had a nice dog.
Who steals dogs from bums?
But you know you have to have a good heart to go listen to the bum tell you that story.
I'm trying to get I'm trying to see the visual of somebody watching like, oh, you see that? We gonna get this dog. Wait tonight. The night hit. We gonna get.
No, put this into perspective. This person drove by and listened to the bum's whole story about somebody stole the dog.
Because I asked him because I normally bring him food when I drop his stuff off, and I bring him dog food. When I find my dog food, I bring him a couple cans of dog food. And I'm like, what happened?
You
He was
are
like,
blessed and you have patience.
Do he have a can opener? Or the dog gotta open it
no,
himself?
they got questions. You know what? Y'all gonna have to stop. Y'all gonna raise up now. Y'all gonna,
Because we got questions.
It's
It's them kind. Okay. My bad. I'm old school. I get the kind with the look on it. I got turn the thing.
No, so you do that, and then I give him a Ziploc bag full of dry. So he had a mixture of both.
Right.
But that was wrong. But that's what I'm saying. That's just some of the things that they deal with. You know, being up under the bridge. The man couldn't even have a. Y'all say he didn't deserve to have a dog.
Why he don't have a cat? How come you see bums with cats dragging them around?
You can't catch that cat gone.
See what I'm saying? I got questions. I got questions is all. Because you don't see.
A cat can fend for his motherfucking self.
So can a dog.
That dog,
No, I think it's really selfish to you know what I'm saying?
But
I think it's
honestly,
selfish.
It's just, well, then that's saying that the senior citizens that are on fixed incomes don't deserve to have pets. That's saying that.
No, because if they have a roof over their head, then I think it's
What's
okay.
the difference? Because most
There's
dogs,
no roof over their
dogs
head.
are outside.
A dog house with a roof over their
No
head.
dog house chained to a tree.
to a tree.
Yeah, they do be chained to trees. Outside dogs.
Not to me. That's what I call.
I don't
cruel.
like that either. Yeah,
That's what I call
don't
cruel.
do that either.
When they chain the dog to the tree and lead the dog to the tree,
Yeah.
that's cruel. The homeless person, at least he walks his dog. He don't poop in
Because
his
he don't got no tree to put the dog on. He don't got a tree, friend. Do he got a tree?
He don't need a tree.
I'm just saying. Listen, his face. I'm assuming. Can y'all see Ahmad's face? Ahmad is like, his face is killing me.
I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about?
We're talking. Okay, so we were talking about. Oh my God.
I don't even know how we got off on the tangent in the tavern.
But it's about the dogs. It's about homeless people, the dogs, and just their needs. And I was just saying, a lot of them, I still have my people. You know, I'm going to go feed them. I'm
Right,
going to
right.
do that. And I'm going to do what I can to help them. I have one young lady. I mean, some of these people, if you just really take the time to them, they have interesting stories.
They definitely do. I've
And-
talked to a lot of homeless people, especially veterans, homeless veterans, and listen to
Yeah.
their story and stuff like that. But none of them force dogs into you know what I mean? Like that bothers me. I'm bothered by that, friend.
Why?
I told you why, but I digress because
Yeah,
it just it's the fact that it's okay with you. But I'm you know how I am about dogs.
I'm a dog lover too.
So
I have two of the most unruly dogs you ever want to meet.
right, would you let them live with One of your companions, friends under the bridge?
No.
Look at her whole face. Listen, Tlaka's whole energy was like, bitch, my dogs? Hell no. I know Nipsey would be like, bitch, if you don't come get me from under this bridge. That nigga uppity too. Nipsey is fancy. He be like, no ma'am.
I'm like, I can't stand. I have a little chihuahua.
I got a chihuahua. I love chihuahuas.
Yeah, so Miss Harley Rain, she's so snippety.
Yes.
So, I'm like, bitch, I gave you steak. She turns her nose up at it. She's like, no. And so she's just a strange little dog.
Right. Chihuahuas are like that though. They have really particular characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And so.
Have you met her chihuahua?
Yes.
You look like, I saw your face again and it didn't look like you was a fan. It don't look like you a fan.
Mutt.com.
Oh,
Did
no,
you
you
really?
didn't throw that M word around.
www.mutt.com.
You can't throw the M word around like that.
No.
Ahmad, that's
You
what we
will
doing.
not.
You can't do.
You will
better
not.
get them together.
Now hold on, dude. See, now you crossing the line. You will
Line
not
crossed.
do Harley or Paco.
You remember back in the day you had that kid at school who had the one leg longer than the other? The big shit?
That's him.
Wayne head.
This dog got 3 legs longer than.
That's all right. She's unique.
She got a short paw.
Everything in my home is unique.
That dog name should be crooked.
Like its owner.
That dog name should be Crooked.
That's all right.
That ain't right.
No,
That
she,
poor
but she
baby.
ain't no humpback guy.
Ah, you got her fucked up. You got her fucked up.
Y'all gonna raise up off my dog.
I don't know why I would love to meet your dog with all of its legs. I love dogs though. All kinds of special. But I've learned recently that I also have the wounded bird syndrome. So I think I look forward to future episode wounded bird syndrome. That means that I embark into situations where I want to help you. Oh, you poor bird, you fell out of the wing.
So you're an empath.
I'm an empath, but I'm more a caretaker, nurturer.
Are you speaking in regards to people, right?
Yes. Yes. We're not talking about dogs anymore. We're definitely talking about people, even though I do love dogs. However,
Yeah.
in the future episodes, I definitely want to look into that as something mentally.
It's a challenge because I find myself being caught up in all sorts of strange situations because before you realize that you've already stepped into it.
Yes.
And you're like, how did I end up in
Here,
this
predicament?
Yes.
Trying to help somebody's fucking body.
Yes.
I'm thinking that right now. How did I end up in this? You're sitting on. Can you go on a radio show?
Yeah, you like to talk.
I'm gonna put your name on it.
Yeah, because he likes to talk. It's the perfect yin yang because
It definitely is.
Because if I'm thinking about something, it's good to have a good friend.
Advocate, devil's advocate. His face, let me tell you.
Yeah.
He don't. He got to say nothing. All he got to do is with the faces the whole show.
She needs me for security when we leave here.
I do not.
You need somebody walking to the car, maybe you get the car go home.
That's not true.
Trust me, I'm good. They can try it if they want to.
Come on, we strapped over here. You better know. Let them know, okay? I think you have a lot to bring to the show and an awesome perspective when you actually jump in and say, hey, you know what? Because you offer that real perspective.
My perspective gets me in trouble.
Well, it's okay. So does mine, and so does hers, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I'm like this. I look, if it's something I can do to help, it does become it can become overwhelming sometimes. But if it's something that I can do to help, I'm going to try my best to help.
Exactly.
If I can't do it, and that's what I love about Saving Minds. If it's something I can't do, I'm gonna direct it. Yes.
Facts.
And we're gonna keep looking until we find somebody that can help you. But what I have learned is how to pull back when you're not helping yourself.
Yes. Opportunistic people, I try to steer very clear of them because when us people with big hearts get around opportunistic people, then it's like well, can I get another blanket? Can I get another side?
Yes.
That's opportunist. Look, can I get a ride?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We have to set these boundaries,
And yes. And
it's so hard.
Well, for 2021, for me, it's not going to be that hard. That was one of the things that, for me, that I'm working on because I have my heart be so big that I feel like I'll go the extra step, the extra step, the extra step. And so when everybody else is giving up on somebody, they're looking at me like, fool, why are you, what is wrong with you?
Exactly.
And so because you just never know, and I'm the one, I have faith in people.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, if as long as you give me a reason to believe in you, I'm gonna believe in you and I'm gonna be there for you. So that's one of my things. I'm one of those people where my loyalty gets, if
You
I'm
in
loyal,
trouble.
yes,
Mhm.
if I'm loyal to something,
I already know
it's an
I'm the
attachment.
same
Yeah.
way. Well, I think this has gone awesome for your first episode of
First episode.
TLAKAS Tavern.
yeah.
And we're gonna be addressing a lot of demons in the future
Oh yeah.
and learning people,
Yeah.
teaching people how to, cope.
Cope. We're going to be dealing with coping skills. Also,
Mhm.
just it's in order to take care of your physical, your mental, you have to take care of your physical. So we're gonna have people come in, some holistic people come in and help us, get our diets right and just some. We're gonna take 2021 by the horns, even though we're still locked down in this pandemic and
Right.
doing some things. We're gonna learn how to take care of ourselves during this pandemic, so that when we come out this pandemic, we've all gained that COVID-15.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to find a way to get rid of that COVID-15 during COVID. So when COVID is over, we'll be locked, loaded, and ready to roll.
Shit, my 15 okay. Shit, little thick and thick. Nipsey's thick mom. Shit, I gave the COVID 10, 15,
You
in the
good,
right
huh?
place.
Yeah.
Shit. No, I appreciate you. And if you want to give your social media.
Yeah. So, I don't know what's going on with the Facebook and Instagram. So I got an email from Instagram that someone had tried to use my email.
Right, to set up an account.
To set up account. So that's why my Instagram is all over the place. But right now I still have TLAKA Faces page.
There we go. TLAKA Faces is what I was looking for.
Yes, on Facebook.
Facebook.
And then there is a Saving Minds page that's out there on Facebook as well. Redoing my web page because we have so many good things coming up. Domestic violence. And so we also have Saving Minds is also hosting an event on the 16th, which is Pearls of Wisdom. But because of COVID, we had to condense it. So it's only going to be open to like 10 wonderful ladies. It's no cost. And so I was going to put it out there, whoever's interested, first 10, that's who get to come. And so it's going to be a really nice event. So, but because of COVID, we do have to condense it.
But you're going to have the details on your Facebook TLAKA
Yes.
Faces page.
Yes.
So you guys make sure you follow her on TLAKA, TLAKA Faces on Facebook and get all the information that you need.
And also Saving Minds Coalition.
And Saving Minds Coalition also. And Mr. Magic.
He has multiple names.
I know. We're going to pick one.
don't
I'm
know
trying out different ones.
We don't know who we're going to get. We don't know if we're going to get Ahmad, if we're going to get Ahmad Andre. If we're going to get Black, we're going to get Black Magic.
187.
Well, for now,
Murder.
you can find me.
Murder, bang, bang.
For now, you can find me on Black Magic with a J, 187 on Instagram.
Okay.
Look like Magic one.
Right.
Black Magic with a J.
Black though.
187.
With extra dark. Ready.
Yeah.
Well, you guys tune in next week, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. for TLAKA Tavern.
Yes.
We'll be getting all up in your head space. Damn. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned. Next at 9 o'clock, we got the Walla Man Cave Show. And this is it.
Peace.